Welcome to our monthly webinar. Today, our topic is online infringement in China. Before starting our topic today, please give me a chance to make a self-introduction. I'm Rachel Li from China. Glad to meet all of you here. I have worked in China IP field for around 70 years, among them with our firm S&O for 14 years until this October. I like my work and glad to work here. My practice includes but not limited to trademark portfolio prosecution, enforcement, litigations, as well as IP transactions. Our webinar today will give you a brief for online infringement in China. It mainly includes two parts. Part 1 is about the current online infringement situations in China, and Part 2 is how to deal with the online infringement in China based on current laws and regulations. If you have any questions in our webinar, please feel free to send them to us by email. Our email address is showing on the screen, that is mail@so-ipr.com. So we could give you a quick answer in the end of our webinar today. Now let's start. With the development of Internet in recent years, more and more sellers, of course, including the infringers, are tending to sell infringing goods online. So the new form of IP infringement came out, that is IP infringement online. Different from the traditional IP infringement, we could not find their physical stores, warehouses, or factories directly. However, more and more customers inside and outside of China could see and buy infringing goods online. As we know, purchasing online is much more quicker than we traditionally did in physical stores. It could complete almost in a second after several clicks before by a mouse on a computer, and now just by a finger on a mobile phone. So, where could we find IP infringement online? According to our past experience, the online infringement could be found on online trading platforms, social medias, the infringer's official website, as well as even infringing domain name registration. But there is one point: the online infringement is the same with traditional IP infringement. The online infringement is based on relevant IP rights the right owner already obtained in China, such as trademark, copyright, patent, trade name, trade dress, domain name, and so on. Sometimes we could find the third party may infringe the right owner's 2 or 3 kinds of IP rights simultaneously. For example, an infringer registered an infringing domain, copied the official website, and set up an online store to sell infringing goods bearing the right owner's trademarks and copyright. Now, we could see it infringes the third party's IP rights, including the first one, trademark, the second one, copyright, and the third one, at least, domain name together. In the meantime, we could see different forms of IP infringement online. For example, live broadcast, short videos, photos, goods, online store name, online store decorations, and so on. Live broadcast and short video are very popular today in China with the appearance of TikTok, which is also called Douyin in China. You may hear about it. People are keen to order goods after watching live broadcasts and videos. In China, you could see different online trading platforms and social medias. You could see, I list some of them on the screen. But there are many other platforms which we could not list them all in one page. You may know the most famous one is the online platform owned by Alibaba Group. For example, Ali Express, which is also called Alibaba Tmall, in Chinese called Tianmao, the cat in the sky. And another is Taobao, well, as 1688. There are also other platforms such as Made in China, WeChat, Weixin in Chinese, as well as TikTok. We mentioned this is Chinese version. This is version outside of China called TikTok. Some of them are business-to-business platform. For example, Made in China, 1688. Some of them are business-to-custom platform. For example, Taobao, JD, which is called Jingdong in Chinese. Some of them also could provide drop shipping services to other online sellers. Therefore, it is possible that you could find the same infringing goods and the same infringing web pages on the same or different platforms. But actually, perhaps the infringing goods were sourced from one factory. The other infringers actually do not have their own infringing goods, but only an infringing web page. Under such condition, we have to say our work of IP protection online is much more difficult than ever before. We also found that some infringers put infringing info on their official website with their right owner's authorization. They put photos of goods online, even claiming to be right owner's long-term partner. Some of them even copied the right owner's official website, trying to ride on right owner's fame and reputation, misleading consumers to believe that they may have some support or some relationship with the right owner. Some of them even set up their online store to selling infringing goods. After payment, the consumer could not receive the related goods. According to China criminal law, such action is not only IP infringement, but also could cause the crime of fraud. Some infringers choose to register the infringing domain directly. Why should we call it the infringing domain? For example, the main part of the domain includes the prior registered trademark owned by the third party. After that, they will try to contact the right owner by email and would like to sell the infringing domain at extremely high prices. Some of them even try to set up online store with their infringing domain, misleading the consumers to pay, but actually the consumer could not receive the goods or just receive the counterfeit goods. From the above, we could see that the online infringement is a little complex to some extent compared to the traditional IP infringement. I have worked in this field since 2007. Frankly speaking, before 2010, the most IP infringement in China is offline infringement. We could find the infringers on site, ask the MSA. Oh, at that time it is not called the MSA, it is called AIC. The AIC could seize the goods directly to stop the infringement immediately. But after 2015, more and more IP infringement is tending to change their form. The majority of them are online infringement. Under such condition, China amended relevant laws to adapt to the new changes in the past 5 years. We could see some of them together. In 2019, China amended trademark law, anti-unfair competition law, and CNNIC, domain name dispute resolution policy. In 2020, China adopted the first civil code, amended copyright law, amended patent law, as well as criminal law. There are also other laws and regulations amended in these years, but we could not list them all in one page. With these laws and regulations support, the online platforms started to realize, besides business, it is important to deal with IP infringement matters online. Therefore, they established IP Protection Center. As if they did not do so, they will be involved in IP infringement of the sellers on their platforms. So, if we found IP infringement on the online platform or social medias, we could first lodge a complaint with the online platform with requesting them to pull down the infringing links. They will review the relevant documents we provided and then decide to move the infringing links or not. The recognition of trademark infringement is simple, as the trademark was registered after examination by the China TMO. However, there is no examination procedure for copyright recordal, as the copyright was obtained upon creation. Therefore, the recognition of copyright infringement is more complex, as it needs to lodge more evidence. For example, evidence of creation, evidence of first publication, and so on. After lodging the documents, we normally need to communicate with the online platforms by emails or telephone several times. to persuade them to recognize the right owner's copyright so as to remove the infringing links. After that, we would suggest further sending a warning letter to the infringer and directly communicating with them by telephone about their infringement, requesting them not to infringe the right owner's rights in the future. Although their infringing links were put down, some of them did not know why it was cooled down because they have no time to look at the cooling down regulations very carefully. So we think that it is better to further send them a warning letter to make a better understanding. For the bigger infringers on the online platform, or the infringers put infringing info on their official website, we will propose different strategies based on different situations. We could first check their MSA registration info, preserving evidence, for example, timestamping the infringing link, or conducting website notarization, or conducting purchase notarization. All these activities could help us to preserve evidence. If the infringement is not serious, we could send them a warning letter, putting them on notice of right owner's right and requesting them to remove the infringing links immediately. If the infringement is serious, for example, it is a producer or there are large quantities of infringing goods in stock, we could arrange the administrative raid to seize the goods by the local MSA. If the case could meet the criminal standards, we could ask the local PSB to conduct a criminal raid. After that, we could launch a civil litigation to request the compensation. For the criminal raid, there will also be a criminal litigation by the court. Now the third one is for the domain name infringement. We could first send a warning letter to them, requesting them to transfer the domain for free. If they refused, we also could launch a domain name dispute or launch the case with a court, requesting the infringer to transfer the infringing domain to the right owner for free. Right now, you may have a question. What documents will be needed if you need our assistance to deal with online IP infringement in China? Generally, we will need the right owner's business registration certificate, BR, power of attorney, POA, as well as your IP certificate in China, for example, trademark certificate, copyright certificate, and patent certificate. For different actions, documents requirements based on different rights may be also different, but we will let you know in advance. As you could see from the above, the online IP protection is important. In order to protect your IP right in China, we would suggest, firstly, to register your rights in China as soon as possible. Secondly, to monitor online to find the infringement. If you found online infringement already, please stay calm and send an email to us. We will help you to solve them as soon as possible. with different strategies based on different case situations. If you have any remaining questions, please contact us by email showing on the screenshot. Of course, we could provide one-stop IP services in China, from IP registration monitoring to protection. Oh, I saw we just received 2 questions regarding our webinar today. Please wait a second, let me check. Oh, thank you very much. The first question is how long it will take to put down the online infringement link on the online platforms. Different platforms have their different rules and procedures. If all documents are lodged, it will take around 5 to 10 working days to remove the infringement links. Of course, we will send an email to them to push them to solve it as soon as possible. Another question is, thank you very much. The client just says that if one of our clients found some infringer registered money infringing domain and just know the infringer may be from China, can you help us to solve the problem? Of course we could. Please send the detailed information to us, then we will have an overview for this based on the red owners' current rights in China. What we can do is also based on their rights in China. So we need to first review their rights in China and see the infringement. If they did not register their trademark or their copyright or patent in China, we will first suggest them to register as soon as possible. That is to our topic 1, to register your rights in China as soon as possible. Okay, it's only 2 questions. If you have any further questions, welcome to send us by email. Our email address is showing on the screen. The first one is mail@so-ipr.com. The second one is my email address, that is letter r.li@so-ipr.com. Okay, thank you for your attending. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye. See you.